so mutua dema service providers no mobile pepejam akọ ohanchechemu oha ene edu
dia ye friend no catheterization centers no osofo a wo hwe apomuden ho nsem kire se aban ehwe na waye miensa e de aka de wo ho no ehwo ne no beboa pa ama apomuden ho nsem no akonani
amane bo aba beto dwa ekasa efa afi wase results said the adesuafo ni bi dodo na mass omo ampass no enam so amatena ye hwe ye ngumasua so de krata ba bonte omo kire mu se enfom so no enfri wo
Bank of Ghana ka kire bank yahodo se wo munye nhihye yie na wo monhwe emfa non-interest banking and finance operation numra Ghana ha na wo munye adwuma se de be ye no beboa masikasam ho adwadie wo commercial banks ahodo no etimi aboa ama sikasam akonani
asante mantem nso tumfo se etitu otoso mienu de kokobo shronkon akwa amadehye a KNUST nsase omu wiwiase omu nya hwe yie papapa esanse nani ediomachi
ensempi ka ho ne de bramo kase ebo emu nyumako bi adaroma
ye de aseda ekwa ma this way chocolate drink yes say de wo hia ene enso hye ye was special eyes ne mineral water ne drinks assault ni nyina best point savings and loans best assurance ye wo yutu nchine need fufu nita benko munyina ene nyumako nkaye bi adaroma na nyumei omaso yasne ama yemu ayedu ayede kase ebo no eba ya ye ba besommo eyene abena bayi nyano mene
akosia sapon se yebo era ensem nimo edia osafo a wono enehwe apomden ho ensem eye onimunyamfo kwabraminta akando na se de aban ahyehye se woye osafo a ewo mu a wo se wo ba na bebu nkonta ede kire Ghanafo enioma hodo a aban eye no beboa ma ye de ani ade akire ama wo madwuma na wo mo ye no ye hunu se wei ena wo mo ye wei na wo maduru so yetimi ama nkontabuo no asisi so pepepe na amfa Ghanafo ani so ampa wo mo de ose ayoyo ama onimunyamfo kwabraminta akando gina simpie so wei a government accountability series no ena okogina ho a wode ensem atu edwa wo kire se wo mo eba no waba besi eye catheterization centers ewo omemu no apomuden ebia baby ti se Kolebu teaching hospital afi Konfanochi teaching hospital ena Tamale teaching hospital ni nyina no wo mo beye ne pepepe se de beye beboa ama eba cathetersem a enkonkoye ohaw
of medical equipment in our health facilities is very dire. The situation is very dire. The last time we did a major retooling in this country was His Excellency John Dramani Mahama I administration, the first administration. Since then, our health facilities have been suffering. We have reports that indicate that more than 50% of our CHEPS compound do not have basic equipment, basic ones. And therefore, as part of the free primary health care, we are going to retool our primary health facilities to have the basic equipment to be able to deliver, to give real meaning to free primary health care. We are not only going to do that, we are seeking to establish 3 catheterization centers, namely the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, and the Tamale Teaching Hospital. We are buying DNA testing machine. The last time I said that, I saw a lot of infographics about me and suggesting that I was going to insist on compulsive paternity tests. I'm sorry, that was not coming from me. So you must disregard that. And so we are going to buy DNA testing machine for Noguchi Memorial Institute, and Mahama Cares will also be seeking to retool some of our teaching hospitals and then the regional hospital to be able to treat the non-communicable diseases. In all this, we have brought the private sector in because government cannot do it all alone, where we'll be looking at the private sector bringing their equipment to the health facilities, and they will be paid. When they put up their claims, they will be paid either by the National Health Insurance Scheme or by Mahama Cares. Now we have more than one health financing scheme.
Onimunyafo kwabena minta kando esan ebo amane se nyame ya domo a Afefo for 2026 ye be remuno tariffs aye omo de ma service providers ebo ye national health insurance scheme no aseno omo be pejem akọ 120%. Wasi we nyina na beboa se de be ye adwuma na omo ye no so no ombetimi enya de wo se omo nyina aboa na adehia eda health insurance no ye betimi asom omo ye isan so omo kira da bia om de to aban nim se tariffs aye wo fom dodo endru ba bia ntina aban epese opejem ma omo e wa afofofra ye be remu no.
Beginning next year, we are going to increase the tariffs in the national health insurance to the service providers, because it is something that the service providers have been complaining about, that the tariffs we give them are unrealistic. And so government has taken the decision to increase the tariffs about 120% on average. And I believe this is going to be a game changer. Again, we all know that primary healthcare accounts to about 80% of our health needs, especially in this country. And so when we have our primary health care right, I think that we'll have a very strong health sector. So His Excellency the President has directed that beginning next year, we have to roll out what we call free primary health care. And we'll be looking, in addition to the curative, we'll be looking at enhanced promotive health care, we'll be looking at enhanced preventive health care, and that will give rise to the early detection of the diseases, not even get to the complication stage. And some 1.5 billion Ghana cedis has been allocated for the free primary health care. And let me be quick to add that this will still fall under the National Health Insurance Scheme. We are not going to reinvent the wheel, and so it will fall directly under the National Health Insurance Scheme.
Also, for not to us so HHMU, yenim says Zipline won't send some cry aba, ama womo HS and Quebec crass as Zipline contract no, womushan wumuchum. And on our also for ye HHS say, a woman says Zipline no, a buy say a barber boye ama. Emi ahudo bi a se wo de enyoma ekọ biti sa pomudin nyoma enuro emoja enyoma bi etete sa no de ekọ bebi a sebe ye beka se ye akurasi tuwa ka entimi nuru ho ntem no a enye no na sa adwuma no ana beka se Zipline no oye opanyi chechire mu se abra wo mu eye wo mu hwehwemu do omani tu fom din no Zipline enyoma bi a wo de ekọ emiamia ahudo no condom afei blood donor card se nipa no akwa twene moja awie no card no aya de ma se bia wo ye donor no na Zipline no de eko afei food and nutrition supplies what the tapes syringes ene mpane de wo no enya aduro na nkasa na wono de kwa afei bi wo kra de enoma ne akade a ye de kira de na eko afei textbooks any uniforms. And so Zipline ade ama se sa adwuma no no ma meye e by se obetumi aboa ama enyoma papa se ebedru se putupuru so ye hia duro bi wo baabi ye hia moja bi e bia moja no enipa no ye o positive ya hwehwe bia ye nya na ebi won kran ha na se Zipline no ebetumi e de akwa Zipline drone no ebetumi de akọ baabi a ye hwehwe no no a eno ne adwuma sese oye na so so omdo mani to fom hwehwe ni nyina condoms ne sa nyoma textbooks ni school ntade eno de enye no adwuma ene sese omo ebeye enti eno so no wo kire omanfo de enti a ama akeka ni mu nkasa bebre no aba.
A contract was signed in 2018. It took effect in 2019. And as part of the contract, there were clauses known as take or pay clauses in the agreement. And the contract was sole sourced. Now, for every month, Ghana government was and is supposed to pay $88,000 per center per month $88,000 per center per month. So if you do the computation, we are paying more than, because we have 6 centers, so we are paying a little over $500,000 every month for the services of the drones. What is more interesting, and I think everybody needs to know, is the fact that in the beginning of this contract, the idea was that we were not going to use government of Ghana money to pay the services of the drones. And I have the Hansards here during the debate on the floor of the House, and the quotation from the then minister responsible for Health, Ajimamanu, I have it here. Their services was to concentrate on the hard-to-reach areas and emergency services. But upon review of the activities, what we have realized is that the hard-to-reach areas constitute only 12% of the activities, 12%, 1-2. And emergency services is 4% of the activities. And it will interest you to know some of the items they fly. Items like condom, blood donor cards, not blood donor cards, mosquito nets, food and nutrition items, adhesive tapes, syringes and needles, education materials, among other things, textbooks, exercise books, uniforms, and a lot more.
Krata efri atnaye she Ghana ngumesua so ababonten amebia babeto yapono so na krata no de wo mu nyina no efa eye afi wasi results a ababonten a echere say adesuafo dodo na enache say mass no so hwe na omo troye no omo afeli poto ebom na eye Ghana Education Service echere say Omu enyanentie se kanesoafo ana wo hwe ngumesua so Dr. Yaw Osei Educhum ekeka nsem bi ewo de obonyuma ahodo mu kire se ensohwe na adesuafo ne kiro ye a omafeli poto no nyina no eye Ghana Education Service fo na aye amano abanesa eno mu kire mu se nya no kreda esan se omukran nsohwe na omohwe ma adesuafo ne kiro afi wasi no enhyehyeye a ewo so omudigu akwemu bia hwe se obia enwie mu teacher ni bia na se vigilator ni bia emboa disua ni bia no mo de nyina egu akwan mu pepepe empo wo mo fom ye no kro mo hwe se emra ene omo ebedi omo twoma so pepepe enti eye omo ankasa hyehye ma pa mo de gu akwan mu enti no se ye hwe enne ensunsuanso a apie free ensohwe ni mu aba abonten a yenkan hunu se eye adesuafo na ankasa modem mo ni omo tworo ye wo paper ne so ehun sunsuanso na apie no enti ye ntimi fa ma me hye omo se no momo so na nkwada no ampass nsohwe no omo se omo besere se sansem ni nyina yentwam anase yembontungu baabi ebiem omo se onimonyafo Dr. Yaw Osei Educhum kaneso afa na ohwe ngumesua so ekire mu se omo GES fo etwa teacherfo allowance mu eye November twa mu ide kra na omo mpese omo nsa beka na omo kire mu se enye no kreda omuntwa wo bia allowance mu empo November die ye teacherfo ne nsanka no controlling accountant general's department edi nchiremu aba be chiremu ne ntia November die omonsanka ye omuguso a eye ho adwuma enti no sansem no panyi de na moframa mu no mo sre se omo pese omu chiremu ye na Ghana fo nya ne ntiase se omo nya mfumsuo bia ensohwe na nkwada na ampass no enye omo a de nkwada na nkasa atro no ene ne ye huhu sunsuanso allowance so bia ni wono mu a omo atwam nto mpese obia enya ne ho ntiase wo sansem a ene na moframam efa ne chichiu wasi results ensohwe a ababonten no
ade abaako asese aye den wo Ghana memu ha sei ama obia eka ho asem na no krampo no otekokoso ohene eka ye de kire mampanyi John Dramani Mahama se sesei enwuma eni ho emabunu asesei wo munya nwuma enye no wonfa nani enkoso eno nam so ama osofo a wo hwe nwomesua so nmunyamfo Haruna Idrisu de atu edwa se sesi ai de ade ebetimi aboa ama yetimi asi saade na anokwan eye unemployment anase omanfo nya adwuma nye no eye technical and vocational education training yɛtwa ne ti aka ne TVET wo se no pɛ ene betimi aso unemployment ano ewo meimo
abedi achire ya wɔhwɛ suapɔn enwumasua so Ghana nwumasua kubata Frederick Ansa Kisiedo wɔno na egyina nwumasua so afo ada mu no nyamfo Haruna Druso na wɔkyerɛ mu sɛ sa wɔhwɛ aman bi te sɛ Germany, Korea ne Singapore TVET nwumasua no wɔn mu de sika ahyem na no so na aboa yɛ de mpunto abrasa aman yi ensɛm wɔ hina wɔde tudwa wɔ abra na Kumasi Technical University for ɔmo congregation de atoso no miensa ewo Kumase ye no wa Asante mantam ha eno no gyina ya wɔkyerɛ mu sɛ aban no atwe nadwen abati veto so a wɔde sika ne akade ɛhyɛm na watete mabunu no ɔmodo ɔmo nsa ye bibi sɛne ɛbɛyɛ ɔmbetimi aboa na ɔmo daakye awie mu die.
Technical and vocational education and training TVET is now recognized globally as the bedrock of industrial, technological and socio-economic development. Countries that have steered the wheel of development effectively, Germany, South Korea, Singapore, China, have all invested heavily in strong TVET system. In Ghana, TVET is no longer seen as alternative track. It is a strategic pillar of national progress. The team emphasizes the leadership role of Kumasi Technical University in shaping the direction of Ghana's technical education, producing graduates who are relevant to the labor markets, driving innovation, supporting local industries, and contributing solutions to national developmental challenges. The Honorable Haruna Idrisu urges you to embrace excellence, integrity, and continuous learning, and never allow corruption to define you.
And what you know, Vice Chancellor your Kumasi Technical University, Professor Gabriel Monso Edin Semse Tuja.
Today's congregation is mainly made up of graduates who have completed their masters, that is MTech, MH, and MSc, bachelor's, that is BTech, and diploma non-CTVET programs. Now is the time to honor these students who have shown absolute dedication and committed themselves to hard work. As most of you are aware, it is the statutory duty of the Vice Chancellor to constitute an annual congregation to enable the Vice Chancellor to give reports on the state of the university and also allow for the award of degrees and diplomas to graduates who have successfully ended their programs of study. On behalf of management, staff, and students, I wish to express our profound gratitude to the government of Ghana, the Ministry of Education, and all stakeholders for their support in ensuring the smooth reconstitution of the council. We look forward to working closely with the new members to further improve the image and impact of our beloved university.
Abusuafo ye home kase bono sunya age abafo nkrato edi kan abasisia. Abusiafo ye Simon Makwaba ye to ansem no so ede amamo kane kedem rashibidweni a na wo ye campaign manager ema owura kwabena eje Japan opanyin ba ko a wo gina se de be ye obetimi apre etu franka de ama NPP amanyoko ne manager ye ka ne ho asemi owura ofosu asamoa ede atodwa sesese ne de wafiri ne ho ekọ Dr. Mahmoud Baumia enchen ni nyina ene se wo kira wo hwe Dr. Mahmoud Baumia nusuade hunu a wode ba anaso wo party ni mu a ebetimi aboa pa no hunu so no ene betimi edi nkunim etu franka de ama amanyoku no amana yi
Kukrudu 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 Yes abusuafo enemo humi wa ha. I'm the same Ufuswa Samwa. My relation with Dr. Baumia and the Baumia team, no. And yeah, for just say a few way no, and I near maybe as a cry. But say, oh yeah, dear. Now, udu baby. Now, sir, dear, now, you and baby, I conenya. As all your day. In life, you don't embark on a journey that is taking you nowhere. So who took kwanya? So who say me koha? Na baby a me kon me dey medu ontina bibi mu a unum de bia baby sa wo konu undu ti mani ato former hwehwem me a me a campaign manager. I moved the campaign, but it do baby no me who say eti na esese ye pe baabi na ye di efufuo ebo fi se enye nipa baako nipa no omuye enum ti se mi fima na ese me hwe nan no na mi di mi fufuo bo na me so me de abrabo no du kwa eden ba yanku ni nkugoda eti if I have come to join Dr. Mahmoud Baumia campaign, yeah, then you can be sure, sir, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is our next presidential candidate and the possible president. Kukrudu, Asempa Itia. Aha, Momo Musem, and Kunudia Bama, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Bank of Ghana ene commercial banks ahodo no edi enhiamu na workshop a wo ye ni nyina no wo kyerese sese wo mo eba behwe se de be ya ekoba se obi pesika free bank bi wo me kye commercial banks ni bi ewa na wo no mu didwa sika de be manipa kro no non interest se bi a wo mo emfa ensihu bia enka ho no wo mo hwe no ma ye ntotoye said ya wode ebeye adwuma ewo mayimu eno betimi aboa magana sikasem akoso enwuma no wo betiretire mo tremu nso no na wo mo efa enipa no ebi edi Bank of Ghana say wogusu a wo mo keka neoma abomu na wo mo de guidelines ade a ebebo ho bra na akire wo mo ne esese wo mo ye no wode igu akwan mu na afi wode ababe ye adwuma ama commercial banks.
Since 2016, when non-interest financial services were made permissible in Act 930, i.e. the Banks and Specialized Deposit-Taking Institutions Act 2016, Act 930, this is the first time we have invested as Bank of Ghana in regulatory efforts to operationalize this novel concept. We are happy that you are participating in this capacity building to pave the way for you to prepare to take advantage of the window, as in the window of Islamic financing or non-interest banking and financing, so that you can roll out some products to the public. The Bank of Ghana has reached this important point because of the inclusive engagement, a very inclusive engagement. I hear that the process with both Christians and Muslims leadership agreeing to call this novel concept non-interest banking and finance to reflect the secularity and common principles that we share as a nation. Let me also say that we recognize the role, a complementary role being played by SEC, i.e. Securities and Exchange Commission, and the National Insurance Commission to to ensure harmonization and the deployment of regulatory guidelines to support effective rollout of non-interest banking and finance in Ghana. We also urge banks to do the following. One, to invest in aggressive knowledge, as I said already. You need to get people with expertise to train you to develop the capacities for the emerging financial ecosystem that you are trying to bring on board. As you may be aware, the Chartered Register of Bankers has rolled out non-interest banking and finance certification program for bankers. And so we encourage all of you to patronize this program to build your capacities in this space.
My office, Security and Exchange Commission, which is governed by Act 929 of 2016, has a mandate to develop in fair and efficient manner the growth of the capital markets in Ghana, in which the integrity of the market is protected, as well as the investor is also protected. The non-interest banking and finance, the aspect that falls under the Security and Exchange Commission is the finance.
We have received calls from some other commercial banks to engage them as to how they can take advantage of this. And without mentioning any bank, we are aware of some other banks who are very serious about the window, want to take advantage of the window. They have scaled up their capacity building, which we are emphasizing today. Some of them have also visited the countries that we have visited to learn from them. So some of the commercial banks have done that already, and I believe they are only ready for the trigger to come from the central bank that the guideline is now available, and then they can start their processes. So we believe that we will see a good number of commercial banks or the universal bank signing on to the non-interest bank model.
Asantehene Otumfo Osei-Tutu a wotoso mienu a wosanso Chancellor Emma Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology de kokobo shonko akwama adehye ne wo mo mani abede a KNUST nsase omu ewiewia na wotremu a omunya hweye papapa esanse nani ediomachi wode nsem yitudwa abra desuafo maje omotete awie wo KNUST yapon wom.
Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology mechire eyesuapon kese a eno wo Kumase Wasantemantem a omo aye wo congregation etoso aduonum enkron 59 congregation a eno ena adesuafo mabesua ade omo mabeye first degree omo mabeye masters omo abeye PhD omo etimi ede omo abodi nkrata amma omo se omo awie na adanse de akire se omo awie school no eno ena omo edema omo enna beye edu ena omo de yesa adwumadie na adwumadie ne kwa wie no ena Asantehene Otumfo Osei-Tutu otoso mienu ono kura na saye chancellor edema KNUST emra wo kasa ewo dwumadie na wo kire se amanfo bi aye omadwene se omo de emra behye omo ensem na nsase ahodo a ewo KNUST eno eyesuapon no asase a emre tentini ena omo edeto ho se ebeboa ama school no abre bi a omo pese omo tremu bia no omo betima tremu no omo efa ansase eno wo kasa ne friend potokasem se encroachment ne de ontra ho ne anaso ochena ema amamfo enye saa nsambone no.
Barely 5 years ago, in this very hall, I issued a solemn and unequivocal warning against any encroachment upon the lands of KNUST. However, I have received reports indicating that some recalcitrant people continue to test our resolve. Let me therefore say again, with absolute clarity and without equivocation, any encroachment upon Nest lands will not be tolerated. Sure. These lands are not ordinary. These are sacred legacies entrusted to us by our forebears and reserved for the education and upliftment of generations unborn. Sure. They belong to the nation of Ghana and to the bright minds who will shape her future. Any attempt to prey on them is an attack on that sacred trust and will be met with decisive action. I hereby command all who harbor such intentions to to desist immediately and keep away from the sacred lands of NUST.
Otumfo to an nsɛm so sɛ awerɛhosɛm a ɛwɔ mu no sɛ nkurɔfoɔ efa koti kwan so ɛfa suapɔn asase a na ɔmo nya lɔyafoɔ so edi ɔmo akyi ɛwɔ court ɛna ɔde adesrɛdeɛ de to lɔyafoɔ anim sɛ.
And unfortunately, they get some lawyers to take these matters to court when they know that it shouldn't be so. Especially here, people present themselves as Busuapenyin and Stu and then family lands when it is not like that. And yet lawyers by their profession take it to court to defend us, which is wrong. They have been educated and they know that this is also an educational institution. Why do you want to alienate lands belonging to the university for that? With all due respect, legal professionals, please assess what cases come to you before you do that.
Ne krakra ewo nhyiamudie na se no Vice Chancellor Edema KNUST Professor Mrs. Rita Akosua-Dixon ono so ekasa akire mu sei.
Graduation statistics. We will be graduating a total of 221 postgraduate students who have satisfied all the requirements to receive our prestigious degrees. In total, we are seeing off for this congregation 17,132, made up of 14,764, that is 86.2% undergraduates, and for postgraduates, we have 2,368, that is 13.8%. And Chancellor, I'm happy to note that out of this 221 PhD graduates in this room this morning, we have 66 females graduating.
Aswafo a won hwe ensuomunam ene ne dwumadie so eye onimonyamfo Emilia Arthur na ye ka se yenim se nyame adom efiada na wode si wo eye afofida edema akuafo ye bebo akuafo a omo wo maimu abaso na womo a womo nyen ensuom womo ko nsuom ekoyi nam ede breye no womo so ye akuafo na bia bebo mabaso eno na ye ka se nyumaku ahodo no womo de nneoma ne akade a obetumi de abo akuafo ya baso ede akwakoma wonom enti oswafo ya achese ne ni aso papa enyumaku ni bi eye Agricultural Development Bank afei ye Kabicon Fish Feed CCT Group Limited and Japan Motors enyoma ahodo bebre eni sika na wode ekwakoboa.
Se eba Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture 2026 budget na yera ato force no kan no ete mu ye ya behu de wa ma hensika ye de beye enam nya ne bebre because enam a ye hia de ye bezi wo Ghana no enam no ho akwatwe wo epuno mu enti chi de hia nkase ye nya ne bi ka ho ansa na wa aso hen ma ye di ma ya ahom abaye ansa na ya di bi so akwa amano ne akwa akoton na ye nya abrofo wo sika da abomane mu ne de minti o mampanyin na ye ne de afia ye be hen mu ye be ye enam nya no kase pa ye betrem na wa ma mbrente na nketesia edwuma ti ye be ye cooperatives, youth cooperatives na women cooperatives ayezeye enam nyan potokasem ofre no aquaculture afesu ye nuanom a wo ye efere edwuma no ohon so ete budget no ma wa ma hensika kakra ye betum za aboa ho brofo kasem no ye frɛ no fishing inputs sika no nsonze ba ye behwe no ya den kakra na ye tum na ya aboa ma ho na edwuma no mu epeja
ye tumi bre fishery for no 100 bags of fish feed and any 100 bags in other regions no so you will be at 30 bags and you did a check of 10,000 Ghana cedis as also can say they support it. And this year fish farmers celebration no okay fish feed no your biggest problem electricity yes sir say your mama your electricity no any stable my yes sir buy and accessing a loan so very difficult. See, investor say mwebi ewo ho when it comes to 24 hours economy no na ye call forward to request for it. Omo NG yen to mas a Ghanaian company na omo process ye loan application and timomai.
It's not only today that we are giving support. We are working permanently with the Fisheries Commission, with the MOFAT, to create the environment and help the farmer to have a good rentability. Our work is to produce cost-effective feed, quality and price, and make sure the farmers are going to raise benefit and be able to generate. That's the way that the fish farming can expand in Ghana. So today we are supplying fish feed here in Accra to give our support in this celebration, agri celebration.
Establishing ADVLA, the vision is to support agriculture. We are supporting the best farmer for the past 24 years. This year, apart from the best farmer, yes, I am supporting best fisher. In a year, more 200,000. In this year, best farmer, which is 1.2 million. Best fisher, which is 200,000. Best second cycle institution, which is 50,000. And some air cocktail, any farmers forum.
Oswafo a wɔhwɛ nnwuma ne apɛdie nsɛm so ɛyɛ onumunyafo Abdul Rashid Hassan Pelpu na ɔpanyin kopie mu ɛwɔ Sustainability and Social Investment Award nase na ɛhɔ na ɔkasa no wotwe mu so ɔbɛsrɛ ankrankra nnwumaku sɛ ɔmo ɛnyɛ nneɛma ebetimi aboa na ɔmo nso adwuma ne mu bɛkyerɛ na aban ne bɛsɔ ɔmasene ɔsesese na aban ɛde green economy aba Inti nneɛma bi te sɛ solar assembling plant, waste to energy, any construction technologies ahodoɔ aba ne nyinaa no ɔmofo mu sika no mahoɔden nyinaa nhyɛm ne mpagya epagya a ɛbɛma ɔmo nso anya mfaso ama ɔmo adwuma no ɛgyina yi ankasa.
Climate change is rapidly transforming into the greatest economic opportunity for our generation. The world is transitioning to a green economy, and this transition is not a distant threat to be managed, but a massive job creation wave that we must ride on. The future of employment is green, and this revolution cuts across every sector. The green economy has come to stay. It's defining the way to develop. It's creating new avenues, creating new jobs and opportunities. It requires a complete transformation of our workforce and our skill development framework. So today, Germany employs hundreds of thousands in its renewable sector, proving that environmental responsibility can be a powerful engine for high-quality job growth. The message to corporate Ghana, therefore, is this, and I'm part of it, that we look now to the green job sector. Invest in solar assembly plants, establish waste-to-energy facilities, and finance sustainable construction techniques. This is where social investment and economic progress perfectly converge. As the Minister for Labor, Jobs and Employment, I reiterate government's commitment to creating the enabling environment that will enable the private sector to execute the vision, create the jobs, and drive the social investment. As we look forward to the coming years, our collective responsibility is to ensure that Ghana's growth story is one of true sustainability, where the economy thrives, where the people flourish, and the environment is protected for generations to come.
Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, one more a day atu eja. Say one more any mpenimfo ahia mo matwetwe nkomo. Iti say gina ye no one more si say yewra afefufuro no mopepon bosome no ne da edi kan no ekro no won be fiti ase the license plate foforo no a won so won dey ba no wo de be ye adwuma.
And stakeholders engagement basically we are rolling out the new number plates by into me enrolling without engaging those I know from stakeholders. Every January, who number plates for the sale of Kirby, Uncle Saturday night, we saw about the lane. And see, by way of decentralization, we thought that I'm proud of my free region and for districts, but I'm and any hosa, and see, and engage you on a regional basis. The whole idea is I said in our share were inside, the Tracy history from 1960 to the 80s. They were NHIS register from 1995, by 1999 thereabout. I who said they were NHIS register by 2009. 2009 on I said alphabet na the register car na and na Z. So Z. So DVLA and I am for year of registration and count. So from 2009, the register card and the last digits, two digits, year of registration. And the DVLA from 2009 about 2025. But now, say I kind of said we are seeing a economy until say DVLA and Ghana at large. Yes, we are catching up with technology.
Sa program yi am believe aba hay say you be explaining him do na entiase the new registration processes timpini for edit one so say ombeba yen so ye ha get to the grassroots and talk to our clientele omo sebi omo ye transport owners obia o oni property a transport but I hear woman say message no obetwa chief kan no dodo na registration no nya papa ena obekaya president in his vision or can say it was say your tolling system it was say your automating enko say bia u drive your car na wo ko gina toll booth say because of the new registration system no nti every vehicle bia ya register on that platform no there is going to be detectors position and all.
Abusia for Madaro ma yeji abafo nkrato etosumi no abasesia.
akwa abaye to akasebo no eso. Light the World Initiative wey the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. One more fiti ase wey dwumedie sonko a wahyehyɛ bronya yi mu. Yenim sɛ yɛwura bronya bosomi nim. Nti bronya no ana yedi no. Na sebe ya wɔn betumi aka adansidie wo Yesu Kristo na wo mu wo bronya no. Wɔn de ayɛ nnwomto ama sɛdeɛ wɔn si yɛ na soma wodo bebree na ɔde wɔn ho akɔdwom enam so ama afi wɔn bodawuro akyerɛ sɛ ɔdɔ yɛ wani da so wɔ Kristo mu ɛno nti eduru brese yɛ ya na yɛde ayɛ nnwomto de akasa akanyame asɛm ɛfa Yesu Kristo na wo ho enam so mɔsoafo a wɔhwɛ nsrahwɛ ɛso onimonyamfo abla jifa gomashi ɔde nsɛm ahodoɔ bebree to dwa ɛkyerɛ akwanya ɛwɔ hɔ ɛde ɛma yɛ ɛhyɛ nkran kan ho.
Christmas reminds us that leadership begins in the most unexpected of places. The story of the season began and continues not in a palace but in a manger. This is humility in itself. It did not come around kings with your apologies, but with shepherds, not with wealth, but with simplicity. It is a reminder that greatness is often quiet. As we leave here tonight, I hope we carry with us a renewal of our commitment to lead wherever we are planted, either in the religious world or in the general community of serving our people and the nation.
In a season such as this, the season of giving, the season where God gave us His Son, the ultimate gift, we are inspired by what the church and President Muhammad did to continue sharing love, to continue caring for one another. Giving during Christmas is great, but it's even greater when continuously we make it a habit, because that is who we are as Ghanaians before. We can go back to that where, as a child, my mother would give us a little rice, some tomatoes and some eggs and say, take it to this neighbor, take it to that neighbor. That spirit of giving, we are in that season. Let's share what we have with those who, especially those who need it. Finally, I also mentioned the fact that we launched the December NGH, and there'll be a lot of activities by the creative space. And I want to encourage Ghanaians to patronize the products that the creatives give us, and also move around. Come on, move around. If you were born and you live in Accra, go to Kumasi. If you were born in Kumasi and you live there, go to Aplau. If you were born in Aplau and you live there, leave them, go to Takrady. Let's keep moving around so we spread the wealth and spread the love and enjoy what each region has for us.
My message today is basically to remind the world that the birth of Jesus Christ is the greatest gift. Only Father, the gift of His begotten Son, who came to redeem us, to save the world, and to lead us back to our Heavenly Father, show us the way back to Him. So Christmas is a time to celebrate His birth. Now, as the world rejoices to celebrate His birth, my message today is a reminder that that gift is a gift to save souls, is a gift to show love, is a time to show kindness, and more importantly, gratitude.
GPRTU ede ababe tuja so mobesre asenkafoɔ ne passengerfoɔ nyinaa sɛ yɛba bɛdi bronya nyame adom omobesre yense yenye ya afemu de se de beya akwanhia dodo ye tesi bronya brem no ano bebrase wosese wo yodro bani a wo ka no aya maintenance na afin so ekwan so mra ne nyina hwese obedi so apassengerfoɔ wose yen so se yeteka mu ne droba ne ne ye bibi ne nkoyi a abutrem ma yen shout ne ntiatia no bokɔ ne aka akyere no se de beya ye nyina ebetimi ahwe ama ye bambonsem akoyi
ye siso dua se December enye bosume meant and the accidents eba in December no and automatic say December bia it is accidents bebre embra. Most of the accidents no could be avoided. Ya beto me asi ano ya kasa kire ye hu na ye ohyankafo no so ye si kwan so a road signs e wo ho nyina ese ye nso ye ndi so na ye mfa nye adwuma se ye di so ye di ye adwuma accidents no bebre wo ho a Onyakopon be ye nso afremu because research ayaye ahuseo aha free aha ko aha no okita speed na no wo form to say 50 km/h ebeboa okita speed by 80 km/h free aha kopim aha ebeboa enti sa road signs yi sharp curve say wo ho baby wo ho a every road signs ayaso nyina ye de kan ehyen no ye bomodern say ebedi so ye cars no so emrepe no ties ye de car to kwan ko echiri kakra ese ye sure say ties are eye enam wo ho na wo car na say because tie no wo de nantia for a very long time yes and nam papa ni ho a be pai enu so de niama kete ba so speak now GPRTU yene National Road Safety Authority and MTT the Accra police for no yen share nyame boa from next week you best start classes ama your drivers na nyese classes ya de foforo but niama ye de kai ye ho se na be ya accidents no bia wo ho ehun hia no na ya remind ye ho ama ya yi ye ho afremante ye ya ho boa ye kasa kire ye ho ye koso akasa kire ye ho se na be ya accidents na koso no ebeba fom kakra ama ye nyina enso passengers ye pamucho umbetra ye car mu oba kra onim driving enam se watran ka mu afi bebre se driver na driving na on driving ye a on nso mon ka mamu nya din bet mamu dede drivers na tem to boase na driver no ka ora we dey paucho unya bote kakra amaye bet se won sort na wo attack driver na oyo nipa no bofu a e different thing beba nti e be pamucho mo be try your cars no mo nso a mo bompai bia bompai wo na kuma mu ansa na car no entu
Usiafo ha say ne edekase bonusi mamenkai wo say the pep student be choosing na osin ayefefefe kama na wanum subuto ovuo bia enum kankan bia no abona away e de free ho pep student wa ahodo a ohia eno ebeboa wa akwani asanyina so store na wo wa feature won bi wo ho nti kwa also pep student say ye chalco triple action ana herbal eye nkwala no de no so e wo ho nti ya no hwehwe bi e de ama wo ma no ya na emu edepa nti nkwada no mani je ho ya ahodo ye orange de ne strawberry num ne ne keka ho no na etumi aboa ye dia seda ekwama clothing palace wono enanyume wo hyeye atade Mr. Clothing Palace e wa Accra Central ne lava for dan di hwenu mu fo so ho a wonsa ebeka no e mantade di giant ho no ye se e mantade papa fi okwade wu pe bia wonsa ebeka bronye wo de niema ba emu ofe ne bon so da form enti aya na wakwa akosra no number no e 027998 313 027998 313 and a she salon so yemiti e mame owo wager woni westel small in the enhwenu opewigi bia e she's hair affair Mr. ene shelanka so be bia makama number no 0558611842 0558611842 anyway ya beso mo eyeme abana bayi nyano mene akosia sapoyama mu ni hwa adehye